Good evening. Gotta love how I fade in and as vapors rising out of the, I don't know, kind of cool. No special effects. I'm just getting a last few moment vapes in. Anyway, I guess I need to start out tonight with a little bit of a warning. We've got a storm moving through right now, and not everything is hooked up to backup. So we will for sure lose a router and a modem if the power should go out. So just a little heads up. And even if I had my router and modem powered with backup, these batteries that are on this UPS under my table have like long been shot. I have about 5 minutes from the time that I lose power to get this computer shut down, or else the batteries will be zapped out, and that's it. I've got to replace them, but yeah, you're talking about you're talking about $150 worth of batteries, roughly. So to be able to put down there what's down there now, so there's 4 20 amp hour lead acid batteries down there. So. Anywho, let me think. Other than that, don't know. Now, got a storm moving through now, and then I think more nasty storms are going to move in through the middle of the night. So we shall see how that goes. So, but the weather, wow, tomorrow it's going to be, 68 or something like that? I'm showing right now it's 61 degrees out. I mean, I'm getting ready to put on some lotion and go out and get a moon tan or something. But and I have to do it now, because if I don't take the opportunity to get this moon tan now, China's going to charge rental on the light from the moon. So, I just want to try to save a few bucks while I can. We will get to the China bit. Anyway, and I know that... let me back up. Highlands Husky said something about America has dibs on the moon, and just a little Catholic sacrifice. There's actually a lot of real crazy sacrifice things that involve the moon, and of course other celestial bodies. But the moon and the sun definitely takes the cake when it comes to some really whacked out sacrifice rituals that have been performed around the world by many different tribes and civilizations, if you will, groups of people. Some of it seems a little really whacked out to me. Even the Mayans did some really, really whacked out stuff. And so, some of it, I don't know how to say this. I don't know in any way that doesn't sound as bad as it's going to anyway, but they even had some really weird sexual type of sacrifice type of stuff, where man would actually cut open his own member. And I can't remember what it was they did with the blood. But really whacked out stuff involving the moon. So that's just, there's a moral here. There's a moral here. Do not smoke crack and look at the moon. That's probably a pretty good moral to have. So don't smoke crack and look at the moon, because you could wind up with irreversible, permanent penile damage, and you don't want that. So plus, if you do it after China takes over the moon, they're going to charge you for that crap too, and then you're going to have import taxes, and it's just, even filling out the paperwork, could you imagine? But oh, I just now looked up, I'm getting told to get help. Oh man. So, yeah, it's raining and stuff. It was actually pouring a little bit ago. It was pouring pretty good, so. So far, though, I don't see any types of warnings in our area. There's been, across Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma, there's been some severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings that I've seen fire up over the course of the evening. Let's see. Arkansas, northeastern Arkansas, parts of it are here. Sheesh. Sitting here and doing television when it could be show-a-vision. So, here. Take that. So this is the current situation. And the only warnings are down here in northeast Arkansas, or Oklahoma, and then kind of northeast of Arkansas is some flood warnings. So that's about all. Coming into more our area here, we're right there where it says Highlands, so we're being overtaken by the yellow and red right now. So I may need to real quick sacrifice my penile member and ask the storm gods not to, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, there's, whacked out stuff involving the moon, without a doubt. Same with the sun, whacked out rituals and stuff, so I really don't understand a lot of it. I've tried. I've honestly tried because I want to understand this stuff. I want to know what convinced these people to do some of the things that they did, because quite frankly, some of it is really bizarre. And I've got a lot of theories, and I've got a lot of research put in when it comes to different civilizations, different time periods. And it's really kind of hard to mistake some of the stuff that's written in hieroglyphics and other things. It's pretty hard to mistake it. And I think that there was a lot of corruption going on during that time period. Now, I don't want to sit here and tell you that I have any understanding of the level of technology and knowledge, because there's no way to know. I do not believe, for instance, that biblical times was like the Stone Age, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't think biblical times were like that. I think biblical times were, it was a time with educated people, with knowledge, with tools, with equipment, just, I think each separate civilization, and I'm speaking that in manner of time periods, I think they all became technological after a certain point in time. In fact, I think a lot of times, again, the good book says nothing's new under the sun. I think that times just like these have been on this planet before, long before us. So, and I have a feeling that long after us, there will have to be a repopulation of the planet, and it will be much of starting over once again, and people will have to build a society. They'll have to build technology. They'll have to start over, essentially. So, and I think that's what basically pole shift does. I think it's a big reset button, and it's not that it wipes out everything and everyone on the planet, but a large portion of them. And I think that, the pockets that survive, because that's pretty much what it's going to be, pockets of people that survive, have to rebuild from there. So, not the only cat that thinks this. This is much the thoughts of Ben Davison and many others. I came up with it, figured this out before I even knew of Ben Davison. That's in fact how I found out about Ben Davison, is because I was looking for more information. So that's when I ran across him. But very interesting stuff. Anyway, I'm just going off in tangents and all that good stuff. Have a couple of vapes here. Yeah, I don't know. I do have quite a few tabs open tonight, too. That probably need to quit jacking my jaw and getting busy. 9, looks like. So, a fair amount. I probably could have had more, but yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, I want to say, good job to the 13 people that have watched the Art of War 2nd Edition video today. For one, 29 minutes. That's a fair chunk of time, but you know, it's not a fun topic. The things that I'd covered over the last 3 Art of War 2nd Edition videos in the playlist, they're not fun topics because, like I said, it involves 100% of looking inward. And that's something that, you know, many people not real big fans of doing. I got tired, personally. I got tired of screwing stuff up. And so it's like, okay, I either fix myself, I either fix my own stuff, or just continue to keep doing this. I didn't know if she was sleeping and dreaming, or what. I think she was sleeping and dreaming. Anyway, she was scratching her ear and doing the foot thing at the same time. I think she was sleeping and dreaming and doing that. Yeah, because she's like almost already back out. So anyway, get this screen pulled over here. But yeah, those videos, I know they probably not a lot of fun. I don't have anything in store for another video tomorrow. I'm going to have some discussions with the Father and see where he wants me to take it from there. So it's, I know, quite a bit different than if you've read the Art of War, but these are different times. And while some of the things from, say, the Art of War absolutely still apply, some of it's a little bit dated. And we live in much, much more of an asymmetrical world now. And there's technology now, among many other things. And so it's going to take us to take a deeper look and to take another look at those tactics and adjust things accordingly. So, but no matter what, it starts out with a really good foundation, whichever you choose to be that foundation, and it's all about looking inward and continuing to look inward. Because, like I said, my life was a mess, and I'm not saying that my life is perfect now or anything. But it's a whole hell of a lot better once I straightened up my crap, because you know what? I can say that now. I can say that now. I couldn't say that before. Now I can say it, be 100% truthful and honest, and there's not a whole lot of people that can really do that. It is one hell of a freedom. I will say that. I'm not going to say that it doesn't come with its negatives, because it absolutely does. People don't like honest people. People don't like authentic people. They just don't. So it's got its, negatives. But like I say, in the end, I can say that I stopped screwing up. I stopped intentionally screwing up. That's a big deal to be able to do that. Anyway, let me have a sip of coffee. I'm jabbering still. All right. Pretty moon. China could claim parts of the moon, says NASA. Wow, that must mean it's true. China may try to gain control of the most resource-rich locations on the moon if it wins the competition against the U.S. for Earth's only planetary mass NASA Administrator Bill Nelson has said. It is a fact. We're in a space race, Nelson said in an interview with Politico on Sunday. I don't know, something about the 60s is ringing through my head. And it's true that we better watch out that they, or China, don't get to a place on the moon under the guise of scientific research, and it not beyond the realm of possibility that they say, keep out, we're here, this is our territory, he warned. The problem is that there are only so many places on the south pole of the moon that are adequate for what we think at this point for harvesting water and so forth, the head of the U.S. Space Agency added. Why are they harvesting water? Well, I guess for their own drinking purposes, but where do the people from this space station get it? Oh, that's right. They piss and then clean the piss and then drink it. Yeah, fun. As a justification for his claim, he cited the Beijing's conduct on Earth. If you doubt that, look at what they did with the Spratly Islands, the South China Sea archipelago, I probably still said it wrong, that is contested by other nations, but where the Chinese military has established bases, Nelson said. Yeah, because it's really hard to, take out a pressurized building in space in a vacuum. Yeah, that's hard. In 2019, China became the first country to perform a soft landing on the far side of the moon. Wait a minute. Nah. They should have called it the dark side of the moon. I think you would agree. As part of Change 4's robotic mission, it was later able to deliver lunar samples back to Earth. Kind of like the anal samples they took to test people for COVID, except on the moon. Beijing says, different kind of moon, but anyway, Beijing says it expects to put a man on the moon before 2030 and later to establish a scientific research station there. I say that we need to test out the effects of being on the moon and dementia, and I think immediately we need to strap old Biden to one of Bezos's big peni, and shoot his ass up there and see if he feels better. I don't know. I mean, come on. Who can argue with science? In the past few years, the China National Space Administration has also successfully sent an orbiter and a rover to Mars, thank God no probes though, and launched its National Space Station into Earth orbit. Damn them. China, within the last decade, has had enormous success and advances in its space program, Nelson acknowledged. Well, yeah, they've got a hypersonic missile and we don't. However, he still expressed confidence that NASA has what it takes to win the race again and fulfill its set goal of sending a crewed mission to the moon in 2025. Crewed meaning men, not crewed as in a really shoddy job. They already did that with the space shuttle and stuff. So, but anyway. Wow. It's kind of crazy. So, I don't know how much of a threat. This really rings the 60s all over again in my head, even though I wasn't here then. But yeah, we gotta beat them. We gotta beat them, just like Russia and being the first in space, first one on the moon. Just very reminiscent of that. So I don't think that. I don't think it's a matter of China getting up there and then planting a big old flag and a few nukes and saying, don't even come here. I really doubt that. But I could be wrong. Coffee. Good. Let's see. NATO warns of potential new Russian offensive in Ukraine. I think this is awful interesting because I believe and been saying there's going to be a new Russian offensive in Ukraine. So anyway, this here says the West needs to brace for a protracted conflict between Ukraine and Russia, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said on Sunday, insisting that arms shipments to Kiev must continue. Stoltenberg told the BBC that Russia's partial mobilization launched in September shows that Moscow has no plans to end the hostilities in the near future. All that indicates that they are prepared to continue the war and also try to potentially launch a new offensive, he claimed. The head of the U.S.-led military bloc also insisted that the West continues to provide arms and other forms of support to Ukraine. According to the Secretary General, that's the only way to convince Russia that they have to sit down and negotiate in good faith and respect Ukraine as a sovereign, independent nation in Europe. What we do know is that what Ukraine can achieve around that table is totally dependent on the strength on the battlefield, he stressed. On Friday, Stoltenberg claimed that while it may sound paradoxical, Western military support for Ukraine is the quickest way to peace. Following the start of Russia's military... Oh, well, this goes into the history of everything that's gone on. But, yeah, I've been saying that. And this stuff here isn't helping Ukraine's situation. Ukrainian drone hits energy facility inside Russia, says governor. A Ukrainian drone struck an energy facility in Russia's Bryansk region early on Monday, leaving a nearby village without power, Governor Alexander Bogomaz has said. The attack took place in the Klimovsky district, located on the Russia-Ukraine border, Bogomaz wrote on Telegram. There were no fatalities or injuries resulting from the incident, but the energy facility caught fire, he said. A nearby village has been left without power due to the strike, while a hospital and other key sites in the area had to be connected to a reserve power line, the governor said. According to Bogomaz, the blaze has been localized and repairs will begin as soon as it's fully extinguished. So, that happened. But then there was a much more serious incident happen, and I kind of have a feeling that the skies might be a little bright over Ukraine tonight. So, dozens of Russian troops killed in Ukrainian strike. More than 60 Russian troops have been killed by a Ukrainian missile strike, Moscow confirmed on Monday. The bombardment hit a temporary housing area used by the Russian forces in Donbass. The facility in the city of Makiyivka in Russia's Donetsk People's Republic was targeted by 6 missiles from U.S.-supplied HIMARS multiple rocket launchers. The defense ministry said 2 projectiles were intercepted by air defenses, but 4 made it through, the statement added. You don't say. HIMARS, U.S. supplied, huh? As a result of a strike by 4 missiles with high explosive warheads on a temporary deployment point, 63 Russian servicemen were killed, Defense Ministry spokesman Lieutenant General Igor Konishnikov said during a briefing. All necessary assistance and support will be provided to the families of the fallen troops, the ministry assured. The strike was earlier reported by a Donetsk People's Republic Information Minister, Daniil Bassanov, who said the missiles targeted the building of a vocational school where the troops were stationed. It happened precisely at 001 a.m. on New Year's night while the servicemen were celebrating, he added. Russia's foreign ministry earlier condemned Washington for not only supplying sophisticated weapons to Kiev, but also providing the Ukrainian military with intelligence about the location of the Russian forces. So, and I bet that intel came with help. I really do think things are going to move to a much more serious level in short order. And man, I really don't think NATO is going to be staying out of it much longer at all. So heads up on that. Okay, changing direction a little bit. IMF issues dire warning. This year is expected to be even tougher than 2022 as the U.S., EU, and Chinese economies slow down, according to the head of the International Monetary Fund. Now, mind you, as they slow down. So, if you thought we were at the bottom, think again. They've been saying for how long now? They've been repeating that, we're almost in a recession. We're almost in a recession. Nah, at this point, we're almost in a depression. I don't think it's much further off. I really don't. Anyway, says the Ukraine conflict, soaring prices, hiked interest rates, and unrelenting COVID in China, of course, their fault, will continue to exert an impact on this global economy. The reason why I said that is because they're not the only ones to blame. Seems to me like more and more information's coming out, which I'll be talking about here in a moment. The U.S., I think, had their direct hand in the creation of that. So, can't speak as to the release of it, but as far as the creation of it, I think that's already been covered. And I have a feeling that a lot more information is going to come out on that. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's see. We expected 1/3 of the world economy to be in recession. Even countries that are not in recession, it would feel like recession for hundreds of millions of people, she said. In October, the IMF slashed its outlook for global economic growth in 2023, citing the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, along with tougher monetary policies pursued by central banks around the world in an effort to rein in rising prices, including energy costs. Since then, Beijing has abandoned its zero-COVID policies, having begun to reopen the economy despite the rapid spread of the coronavirus infections. So this new variant comes out, and they decide, you know what? Now is the time that we're just gonna get rid of all this COVID stuff, and well, let's encourage people here to go fly to these other countries real quick, because they're too stupid to stop flights. That's pretty much what it amounts to. So anyway, just it's the same thing. The answers are still the same. Just keep putting back, keep trying to put back as much food and other things. Not putting a whole lot back this month on our end of things. I did get some drink mixes in the little pouches, so that we can throw some in the bug out bags, and so that I can throw some in with just the other stuff, probably like with the Mountain House or something like that, just so that they're together. And that's just for something if we need a quick drink, if we need, speaking of drink, like energy, if we need electrolytes, because I'm getting both. That's something I don't have. We've got Mio bottles or something like that in our bug out bags with our water filters, but those are years old, and I know they're well expired. I don't know anything about that stuff after its expiration, and I'm just going to toss it, and then just keep up on these that we're getting. So kind of trying to do what I can to fill any gaps and stuff like that. Drinks is an area. Because I put a lot of focus on coffee. We've got some tea, not a ton of tea, but we've got some tea. I need to work on drinks a little bit more. And speaking of putting back food preps, man, potato shreds still haven't come back down. We still got 5 cans that's supposed to come between the middle of this month and the beginning of next month. But they've been at $18 for the cheapest, $18 a can on Amazon. So, however, they have potato slices at a pretty good price if you wanting to get some carbs, some potato product. They do have the potato slices right now at a pretty good price. I don't remember. It might be $9.99 or something, but it's not bad. And then, just look at their other things. That's what I do. I watch to see what they put on sale, and then that's what I gravitate towards. We don't have any of the fruit type stuff like banana chips, apple chips, anything like that, so we still have to get that. But those are on a pretty good sale most of the time. So, but we still need to get some of those, among other things. So, just keep at it. And, thank the Father for every extra day you have to do so. All right. Musk teases Fauci files release. So, by the way, just so folks know, you can go to the watchmannews.com, and we have the Musk didn't shirt there. He didn't hang himself, didn't shoot himself, didn't dismember himself, possibly jump. We don't know. That still remains to be seen. Anyway, that's seriously, if you want a fun shirt, I think that's a pretty funny shirt. And then the other ones that we've got is posted there as well. So, oh, and I found out how to change the default product. I didn't know how to do that before, but now I know how to change the default product. So, like when I give out a link, the easy link to the product, it will be, say for instance, the t-shirt or whatever, instead of being stuck with whatever the hell they put. Sometimes it's the tote bags and all that. It's like, that's not the first product I want people to see. Anyway, first world problems. Well, first and a half. Can we say first and a half? I don't want to say we're third world yet, but we're first and a half at least, right? First and a half? All right. Anyway, Elon Musk hinted on Sunday that he's getting very depressed. No, he didn't do that. Elon Musk hinted on Sunday that he is about to release the next batch of his Twitter files, which will focus on Dr. Anthony Fauci. You remember, Mr. Science, who led the U.S. response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Science. I mean, that's what I think of. I don't think of people like Tesla. Oh, hell no. I think of Fauci when I think of science. Schmuck. Anyway, the Twitter CEO posted a New Year message on the social media platform on Sunday evening, or Sunday saying, it might have been Sunday evening, I don't know, hope you're having a great day, 1/2023. One thing's for sure, it won't be boring. When one user responded to the post saying she was waiting for hashtag Fauci files, Musk replied later this week. The billionaire has been long critical of Fauci, who was the face of the U.S. pandemic response under both the Trump and Biden administrations. Until recently, he also held the position of Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, or NIAID. So, stop for a moment here. Are we going to be am I going to be getting like a half a dozen emails a day soon? Hey, are you the victim of censorship? Well, dial. Yeah, I do think that we are going to be seeing that if we don't all blow up in the next, couple of years. I think we're going to see major class action lawsuits against the government and against different parts of the medical community. So we shall see. I'm anxiously awaiting Let's see. Last month, well, this goes into what's already happened. So, but yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Let's hope that we get some good stuff. All right. As I've said before, anytime there's even a hiccup or a mouse farts at Damascus, I always, perk my ears up. Israel strikes Damascus airport, says Syria. Damascus, however you want to say it, international airport was forced to suspend operations early on Monday after an Israeli missile strike left 2 soldiers dead and damaged the facilities, the Syrian Defense Ministry has said. Israeli planes struck the airfield and surrounding areas at around 2 a.m. or 12 a.m., however you want to say it. Local time, the ministry wrote in a post on Facebook. The missiles came from the direction of the Sea of Galilee, as also called Lake Tiberias, located in Israeli territory around 100 kilometers southwest of Syria's capital. The aggression left 2 military personnel killed and 2 others wounded, causing material damage and putting the airport out of service, the post read. The Israel Defense Forces have not confirmed the strike, because they never do, in line with their long-standing policy of not discussing operations outside the country. Now, they are even going to up their game when it comes to the secrecy thing, which I've got here. Israel signals Ukraine policy shift. Now, this is Ukraine. So you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to get heavily involved in Ukraine. I'll guarantee it. Netanyahu's going to be back in the reins, and I really do believe he's going to take the opportunity to inflict as much damage, not only in Ukraine, but also in Iran. I think that I think it's getting time that they're going to go after Iran, and we'll see. We'll see what happens with Damascus. So that's an area that, of course, for obvious reasons, I watch very closely. Hang on, I've got bings and bongs and all kinds of stuff. Don't care. I guess some football player or something. I don't know, something. Don't care. And about anybody else, I would care, but I just don't. I don't support people making idols out of entertainers, out of athletes, out of lead by example. So I'm not gonna sit there and whoa and woo. Not that I would over football anyway. But you're not going to see that over, I mean, Jen and I talk, of course there's been tons and tons of deaths of high-profile people in the last year. And, I mean, I might look over and say, damn, such and such. Just like, what, was it Barbara Walters the other day? And that's pretty much what I did. Damn. Jen's like, what? Barbara Walters. And that's all I got to say. I don't say died. I don't say anything. All I do is say the name. And it's happened so often in this last year that both of us, all we have to do is say the name. And then it's like, no, it's just, it's unreal. But I'm not going to come here and put them up on a pedestal. I'm not, and that's why we don't report on celebrity deaths and stuff like that. Very, very few occasions that we do. However, I just think, I think people put far too much into that stuff, and I want to show, I want to be an example that that's not how we're supposed to be. But anyway, let me get back to the article here. Israel's Foreign Minister Eli Cohen has signaled that Tel Aviv will be making fewer public statements regarding the ongoing Russian-Ukraine conflict, but confirmed that its significant humanitarian aid to Kiev will continue. Of course it will. We will do one thing for sure in public. We will talk less, Cohen said of the Ukraine conflict in his inaugural speech to foreign ministry staff on Monday. He said that his ministry is preparing a detailed advisory to be sent to the new cabinet in order to formulate a responsible policy. In any case, the significant humanitarian aid to Ukraine will continue, Cohen added. He also confirmed he would be speaking directly with his counterpart, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, on Tuesday. A spokesperson for the newly reinstated Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government told the Times of Israel on Monday that the PM is yet to finalize his policy on Ukraine. So, again, I have no doubts that not only will that aid continue, but it will probably get increased and done so under complete secrecy, because that's pretty much how Israel operates. So, I'm not a fan. Sorry. I know a lot of people are a fan of Israel. I'm not. So, Kim Jong-un fires powerful military leader, says state media. So, who knows what's going on here? I find this very interesting. Now, there's a pretty good chance we will never know exactly what happened here, but little bit of a shake-up. It says North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has sacked the second in command of the country's military, Pak Jong-chon, state media reported. Pak, who served as vice chairman of the Central Military Commission of the ruling Workers' Party and the secretary of the party's Central Committee, was replaced by Ri Yong-gil. The decision was made at the committee's annual meeting last week, state news agency KCNA said on Sunday. Pak was shown sitting in the front row at the meeting with his head bowed. His seat was shown again later, unoccupied. The Central Military Commission, headed by Kim, is considered even more powerful than the country's defense ministry when it comes to military decision-making. No reason was offered for the shake-up, but North Korea's government regularly reshuffles those in leadership positions. Oh Jeong-sup, a fellow at the Korea Institute for National Unification in Seoul, told Reuters that Pak may have taken responsibility for a failure of security operations following an incident in which North Korean drones intruded into the South's airspace. When Seoul sent 3 drones back across the border, there was apparently no response from Pyongyang, indicating its defenses may have failed to detect UAVs. Pak had been briefly demoted in 2021 when Kim chastised some officials for their handling of the COVID-19 pandemic response, but he was later promoted again. You'll no go up rank. I don't know. Let's see. He said Pyongyang needs overwhelming military power to defend itself as Washington and our undoubted enemy in Seoul tried to isolate and stifle it. He said a new missile capable of quick nuclear counter-strike must be developed. So, and I think you're going to continue to see them work on their missile programs. I don't think anything with that's going to change. And it is what it is. Let's see. I do have an article up. Let me get it shared out so it's up there when we get there. Fun times. Coffee time. Just imagine I work for the state. Then you'll understand all the coffee breaks. Vapor. It is good. This is the Evil's apple juice recipe on the website. But you gotta get the right ingredients. Got to get the Durkee banana, which isn't as easy. I mean, it's not hard to get, but it's not available where the other flavors are, for instance. In fact, all 3 flavors are from 3 different companies, so that is what it is. But you won't find the banana. I've never seen the banana, Durkee banana, on a vape website anywhere. I've never seen where you buy DIY supplies and stuff. Never the Durkee banana, but you can search it, and you can buy a 20-ounce bottle of it for relatively cheap. So, and at 3%, a 20-ounce bottle goes a very long way. All right. I haven't had enough. Everybody's like, come on, get on with it. I'm trying to have an orgasm here. Bear with me. Aha, yeah, there we go. Alright, trying to think of what movie that was. I'm not going to repeat exactly what was said, but, I can't remember. Hilarious. Let's see. Russia to double won share in rainy day fund, says Finance Ministry. Young Brits are too sick to work, says official data. Israel strikes Damascus airport, says Syria. Zelensky aide moots Lord of the Rings concept to win conflict. So I guess they're talking Lord of the Rings tactics over there in Ukraine. So wish him luck with that. So I don't know. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe throwing some Harry Potter stuff and certainly certainly Hunger Games. So certainly Hunger Games. Make sure you really put an emphasis on that. Covered that. UK stops Russian gas imports. Stoltenberg warns of potential... Oh, actually, I talked about that. Poll reveals Brits backing a new vote on Brexit. And I think that's the whole point of all this screwing up for all these years to begin with. I think that's not what they wanted. They didn't want Brexit, so all they had to do in their minds was just make sure that it continues to fail, and then at some point, the British people would be like, okay, let us back in because this ain't working. That's how they work. Goals outlined for Russia's long-range air force in 2023. Germany sticks to pledge on Russian pipeline oil imports. Let's see. Dozens dead in Ukraine. Oh, I covered that. Germany acknowledges new normal. Well, good for them. Alcohol tax scrapped engulfs party capital, says retailers. Musk tease... Oh, cover that. Russia reveals new level of gas supplies to China. A German MP warns against unimaginable escalation. China may annex... Oh, covered that. I'm sucking tonight on rereading things. Ukrainian parliament slammed over celebrating Nazi collaborator. Let's see. Poland responds to Ukraine's Nazi collaborator celebration. And I don't believe this for a second. Ex-NATO general predicts Ukraine ceasefire. I don't see that happening for a while. German defense chief slammed over inappropriate message on Ukraine. Bad boy. U.S. and South Korea cause confusion over joint nuclear drills. So that's the article that just came out a little bit ago. Huh. Fun times. Man, it is warm in here. Wonder what the temps are looking like overnight. About 63. 63. You know, and as daytime comes, it cools off because we're Illinois. Actually, it doesn't, because it's going to wind up, going to be, they're saying 68 tomorrow. Yeah. I'm definitely going to have the window open, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of yard work tomorrow. So I got some branches I really need to pick up. I'm going to go do a mass poop pickup on aisle 9, because when it gets winter and cold and crappy out, I just go out there when it's nice with a rake and deal with it in bulk. But I don't know. If I get really excited, I might even rake the front yard or something. So, it depends how froggy I feel. But other than that, just gotta make it through the nasty storm tonight. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Here, let me go up and take a peek. See, it's the Midwest here. So what they were saying is we had this storm system that came up. We've got another one that's another system that's going to be coming in from west to the east, from my understanding, slamming into this current storm system, firing up this area, in which is supposed to be moving in probably around midnight or something, I think it was, they said. So I don't know if anything's changed since they said that. Yeah. Read more and then stop the video real quick. Hang on. Okay. Rain and storms likely this evening and overnight. Low risk in St. Louis for a severe storm, but remain alert. Severe storm risk increases south of St. Louis. Severe risks include damaging wind up to 60 mile an hour, quarter-sized hail, and a brief tornado. So that means it's only going to take underwear. So, rain ends before the morning drive, and it will be near record high Tuesday afternoon because, right, global warming. See it? You should have just said it. Global warming. It's going to be awful warm tomorrow. You know, that climate change. Every single day there's climate change. It's scary. I don't understand. Okay, I feel better. Anyway, I don't know if they're still calling that it could be, let's see, here's the other one. Okay, a question of how much storm fuel, they get that at the Quick Trip. And it's been an elevated cost as well. So OPEC, them bastards, they even got us paying top dollar for storm fuel these days. But the good news is it might not be that severe. So that's how that works, right? Yeah. Anyway, by the way, Ken Heron, I only got to watch half of it because I had to come and do a damn news show. But Ken Heron did a video storm chasing with somebody, and I assume they got the drone up in the air. I can't say because I only got to watch half of it because I had to do the damn show. And anyway, I'm messing. I did only get to watch half of it though. I had to quit so I could come on and do the show. But anyway, you want to see a fun video? I love Ken. Ken Heron is the name of the channel. Heron like the bird. Hotel Echo Romeo Oscar November. So, Ken Heron. Anyway, awesome channel. Bunch of laughs. If you like stupid humor, he does stupid humor, and he does it very well, though. So, anyway, I am going to get out of here, and God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again. Hopefully, Dorothy don't call us home to Kansas or nothing. And, hopefully we'll see y'all tomorrow. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.